bare komme fisk hver sekund. Ja, der var han.
Hi. Today I want to tell you a story about first of all about a man and one of his flies, but also I want to tell you a story about a fishing trip I was on, kind of an expedition I was on here not too long ago. So this is a story about how I also became a Danish salmon fisherman, because I've spent loads and loads and loads of time through the past almost 20 years to try to catch a Danish salmon in all the Danish salmon rivers. Yeah, I've given it a rest for the last maybe 5 years or so, but I've been trying every now and then to catch this Danish salmon, and without any luck. So today's story is about how I met a guy who told me some things and who wanted to show me some things on his river where he fishes the most, and it's about his fly, because this fly is very, very special, very, very great, and something I really, really think should be out there. So after we've bought the fishing licenses, we entered the river, and first off I started out by telling Kim that I would like to see how he was doing things. So we came down, and then he showed me a certain spot, and he fished over that. And after he had fished that, he said, "Daniel, I really want you to try to catch some. So now we are going to go a special place. I'm going to show you this place, and I'm going to show you exactly what to do here. So when we get down here, if you do exactly what I say, then probably some things will happen." So we went down there, he pointed where I should cast, I did so, and, well, the rest is this.
Ja! Det er en laks. Det er en hund. Rigtig flot. Ja, prøv at høre, det er helt fint. Det her, altså det som er det helt centrale for mig, ikke? Det er, at jeg har fået en til at tage, ikke? Altså, prøv at høre, det hele er fint. Får jeg ikke et billede af den, så er det fuldstændig underordnet. Du skal ikke tænke på noget som helst andet end at det hele er lykkedes nu, og at jeg bare er lykkelig. Altså, det er det eneste, du skal tænke på. Så kan vi få et billede af den, så vil det være super, men det er ikke. Sådan der, Storhund leverer!
I had done it. I have caught my first Danish salmon, thanks to Kim. His experience and his expertise. So I was a bit shocked and, a bit baffled and, just bubbling with the joy and enthusiasm. But then Kim told me, "Daniel, that spot is a very, very good spot, and often it holds more than one fish. So go down there again and cast like I told you to, and let's see if there isn't one more there."
This river is just absolutely amazing. A very, very beautiful seatrout. And exactly the same location where I released the other one. Nice.
All this action we had this day happened on one certain fly, one specific fly, a fly that Kim has spent a lot of time developing. This fly is called the Munker. which is kind of a funny name, but it's a mixture of a muddler and a zonker wing, so that's basically what it is. And this is the following clip here. Kim talks about it himself, and I've translated it into English, so watch the subtitles.
Jamen Daniel, for nogle år siden, der var jeg med om fisk med Allan Blok, i forbindelse med, at vi begge to var guideline for. Og han gav mig en lektion, som jeg tænkte, det skal jeg implementere hjemme til dansk fiskeri. Hvor vi fiskede nede i pool 15 med noget muddler, hudlihud, som fiskede dybt. Vi har jo alle sammen bundet fluer med hjortehår og overfladefiskeri og aften og nat. Men det var på en anden måde det her. Og Allan han fik et par rigtig gode fisk. Og da jeg så kom hjem, så tænkte jeg, at det skal integreres i min flue til det her fiskeri i Storen. Og Munker-fluen, det var egentlig min makker Frank, som fandt på det navn. Pisseirriterende, men sådan er det. Den har været igennem forskellige udviklingsfaser, og i dag er den egentlig meget simpel. Den består af noget vægt, og noget visuelt, og noget, der bevæger sig. Så fordi fluerne i Storen, de skal fiske dybt, og det er jo ikke umiddelbart det, man forbinder med hjortehårsfluer. Så når jeg stakker den, laver hjortehårene, så laver jeg dem ikke ret stramme, eller stakker meget hårdt. Det skal kunne tage vand i sig, så den kommer ned i dybden. Den her dark yellow er klart flue nummer 1. Det kan du se i dag. Nu har vi fået 5 fisk i dag på den flue. Den virker. Ellers er vandet lidt klarere, det er i dag, så kører den rød, og så har jeg altså andre forskellige varianter. Men den gule her med det sidste nye med de her shrimp easy eye, det er okay. Det virker. Det gør det.
As Kim was telling you in this short introduction to his fly, at this point on this day we've landed 5 fish, 3 seatrouts and 2 salmons, all of this Munker fly. So what will follow now is completely exactly the same way of tying this fly as Kim does it, or at least as close to what a skilled fly tyer like Kim, how a very skilled fly tyer like Kim does it. So this is as close as I can manage with my mediocre talent of making this fly like Kim. So it's fairly close, I think. It's fairly close. But yeah, we'll watch the video. So this is the tying video to the Munker, the very great fly that this video is about, and the fly that Kim has really experimented a lot with and really made into a very good pattern. Even though it has this muddler head, it really is a good pattern for sinking line fishing. So good salmon and very proven salmon and sea trout pattern. So I just made a small bundle here on this Futurefly tube of tying thread, and then I'm gonna add a bit of. I'm just gonna make a whip finish because we need to apply some weight to this, because the key to this fly is of course the weight and then the bulk. It's bulky and it's heavy, so it gets down, but still it moves a lot of water. So I just made a small dent, a small bundle of tying thread here. I'm going to apply some super glue because we need to add 2 of these. These are some Futurefly weights. I'm just going to add 2 of those. These will help get the wing up in the air, but also they will simply add some weight to the fly. The reason I'm leaving a part here is because then I have room for a silicone hook guide. So basically we're ready now, and we're gonna use some deer hair, Futurefly deer hair, some Futurefly opossum, some winged flesh, and some mirror opal mylar tubing, and then some easy shrimp eyes in fluoro yellow. So this fly, the tube here is also fluorescent. you can maybe see that, but it really shines in the UV light. It's not a very expensive fly. It's a relatively cheap fly to make, but it really looks awesome both in the water and also in the vise and in the box. So the first thing we need to do is to take some of this minnow body in opal, and the mirror opal color here is very vibrant and really a magnificent color, especially for muddy and murky waters, because this shines like shines like something of a drag queen's outfit. I'm gonna take this tubing here and just pull it over the tube I'm tying on, like so. Like that, and then I'm gonna do the second part a bit shorter than the first part to maximize the effect, and then simply have a bit more like so, have them in uneven length. Then I'm gonna pull that back before I tie this down. This also ensures that everything stays in place. As you can see now, I have really got some effect here with all the glimmer here, like so. Next thing we need is the easy eyes, the easy shrimp eyes. I'm gonna attach those right on top of this. Like that, and I'm making sure I don't use too much thread and too much space here, so I'm simply pulling the eyes out here a bit, like so. So they really stand out. They're going to be inside the wing. I'm going to cut off the strand here, the leftover part of these easy shrimp eyes. If you don't know these shrimp eyes, they are, I would say, not for all, but for many sea trout and salmon patterns. These eyes, they come with this small stick here, so you can easily attach them and you avoid having flies with only one eye. They can be used a lot for substitution for jungle cock. Also, they come in both seatrouts and also orange and black, of course, and stuff like that. They're very cool items, like that. There, and then now it's time to get my opossum zonker strip, and I cut these off of a piece of fur, a piece of skin from Futurefly as well. And how to do that is a bit tricky, and but I've made a video to show you exactly that, and you can see that if you click the link in the corner here. Just wanted to show you how it looked from above, but that's gonna be a bit difficult, I think, to actually show you. Maybe I can do. It's gonna be too difficult. Just gonna put it back into focus here. Like so. But as you can see, the two eyes sticks out here on each side. In between all this mayhem here. So I take this zonker strip, and the thing that is about the Futurefly hair is the quality of the Futurefly hair is just beyond comparison to anything else I've ever seen. This and why this is the skin here is so unbelievably thin and so well treated that it will move amazingly more lively in the water than your average skin, you know, where there's kind of like almost 5 millimeters of, you know, leftover residue gunk stuff, not gunk, but fur and stuff like that. This is simply very thin, very smooth, and the leather is just completely nicely treated, perfectly done. I'm gonna tie this in on top here. But I want it to spread out, so I don't want the skin to fold upwards. I want it to fold downwards, so I get all the full length of this here. I'll clamp a bit down on this to really make this stick on there, like so. I'm trying to see if I can do something with the lighting here. I have an insane amount of light in my head already, for some reason this seems not to be enough. I have two very big lights just inside my head. There you can see actually now the two heads and the wing and stuff like that. So I'm gonna cut off the fur here, and for this you need a very good scissor, or you can even use a scalpel to simply cut it all away. I have a tiemco scissor I use for this because well, yeah, basically the tiemco is the best scissor in the entire world. At least the best scissor I ever tried. It's expensive as hell, regretfully, but it's divine almost when it comes to cutting fly tying materials. So I'm cutting as close to this as I can, and here it's paramount that you actually have a thread that is strong enough that you really can do some damage and really pull the stuff down. Really can secure your materials great, like so. Yeah, that looks good. The color here of the fur is also superior, and now you just need a bit of wing and flesh in fluoro yellow. Kim uses this fly in mainly in yellow, but also in olive is very good if the water is a bit clearer. Then olive is one of his go-to colors, but also red. He is very fond of a red version of this, and in Denmark there's been a lot of hype going on about this in all white. So white muddler head, everything in white, and then red or yellow eyes. Yeah, this is a fly that really has been producing a lot of fish this year in Denmark, like so. And then one of the final trick to actually make this a good fly is to cut off the tube now. So I've got to cut off the tube so I don't have too much space to make the muddler head. If I have too much space when producing the muddler head, this will inevitably fail. So now what I do is I take my lighter and then I slightly warm the tube so it shrinks a bit back. So I have kind of like a small collar. Like so, and then I'm gonna take two bundles of deer hair, one on here, and then the other down on the yellow tube. And for this I use the golden olive deer hair. A nice color. So I take a fairly decent bundle first, like this, and then I try to distribute this as evenly as I can all the way around the tube here, and then I make one turn that is not very tight, and then another turn before I clamp down and make the deer hair stand out, like so. And then, as you can see, while I'm making the turns, I'm moving my tying thread here in between the hairs, like so. That was the first one. Pull all this back here. Just hold it, fold it back, and then move the thread onto the yellow tube here. And then take another bundle. Again, try to distribute it as evenly as I can all the way around the tube, like so, before I make first one, and then two turns of the thread, like that. And that is all I need for the head. Then I'm gonna make my whip finish, and I'm gonna make my whip finish inside the muddler head to make sure that this will make sure that the thread will not go anywhere. Gonna cut the thread off, And then the trick here is to actually take your needle out of the vise and simply cut. But when you cut, you need to cut in a not too little or not too much off at a time, because you want this to gradually become bigger and bigger. And in order to do that, the basic here, the easiest way to shape this head is actually to take the needle out of the vise, like so, because then you can sit and look. You can sit and look in at you can sit and stare at the head here while you are tapering it, while you are cutting it correctly. And that is a bit tricky, a bit difficult for me to show you. I cut a lot off at first, and then I simply tilted and cut a. If you have a curved scissor, then that's a great way to go. And also, a waste basket for all your crap is a nice thing to have, a nice addition to your vise for a fly like this. Especially if you're tying numerous of these in a row, then you will want a waste basket. I'm simply just trying to do this as good as I can here before I'm going to show you how. Simply I rotate it slightly while cutting here to make the head as good as possible. Give it the right shape here. And as you can see, the eyes truly come out here on the fly here. Cutting. Without cutting all the, of course, all the strands of minnow body. And well, basically, there you have it, the Munker. With the shrimp eyes and all the bling, I can only say that this fly really worked wonders for me, and I'm very pleased with this pattern, and I'm definitely never leaving home for salmon without it. Not a chance. And I'm gonna stock some in red and some in white as well, and of course some in olive as well. A pretty remarkable pattern that swims awesome and really can find fish, at least in Denmark. At least in Denmark, this has almost magical powers. I'm sure it will as well in Norway or in Finland or in Ireland or wherever you may be hailing from. You can see the eyes, they do really stand out. So as I was saying, now you've seen the tying video, and I promised you a bit more action, and here goes. Kim Sørensen is a great fisherman. He's one hell of a nice guy as well, but he's a great fisherman. He knows his water, he knows his flies, he knows, he's just experienced. There's nothing else to explain but experienced. So after I've landed my 2 fish, and we went down to fish another stretch of water, and Kim told me, now this here, it doesn't look like much, but it's actually very well, and I'm gonna fish behind you. So you just fish down here. He showed me how to do it, and then he told me, I'm gonna move behind you, and basically just pick up all the fish you probably left. And he did. He really did.
Jeg kan bare komme fisk hver sekund. Ja, der var han.
mange var det?
Jamen, har vi fået en laks, og en hav hver dag lidt?
Det har vi. Men du har taget de to største. Både den største hav og den største laks. Der skal jo være noget ved at have hjemmebanefordel, ikke?
Well, I guess you figure from this video that it is no secret that Kim has landed a lot of salmon and caught a lot of fish in this river and in other rivers as well. There is one salmon in particular that really is a truly amazing feat. He is the only Danish guy to land a 20+ kilo salmon on the fly, and this is his story about that day.
Man har mange gode oplevelser ved Storåen, og en af dem har vi jo haft i dag, ikke? Også med fisk, og man er tilbøjelig til at gøre det op i størrelse. Det er nok kun det, men jeg vil alligevel, hvis du spørger mig om en god dag, så var det i starten af april 2009, hvor jeg fanger en laks på over 20 kilo. Det er jo crazy. Og vi står faktisk lige herude, hvor fisken den tager. Som i dag, så brænder der altså ikke op mange ved Storåen, og ja, det gør ikke mig noget. Og en knap 14 fods fluestang flydende, synke 5, og jeg har en lille bajsflue på, jamen på en 3-4 cm. Igen i gul. Gul er nummer 1 i Storåen. Og jeg kaster ud, og ud af ingenting kommer der en laks. 3 sekunder efter, så skyder den op af vandet, og jeg tænker bare, det er løgn det her. Og jeg tror, jeg råber og skriger. Og ja, fighter fisken på behørig vis. Og det jeg sådan kan huske mest, som jeg stadigvæk griner, det var, at jeg lovede mig selv og en vis anden her. Hvis jeg fik den fiske, så ville jeg blive et bedre menneske. Og det mener jeg også, det har jeg holdt lige siden.
Det har været en god og meget begivenhedsrig dag. 5 fisk totalt, det må man dale ned med sige er godkendt. Så ja, eventyrlig dag, og jeg har fanget min første danske laks på flue. Det er simpelthen vidunderligt. Så tusind tak, Kim. Tusind tak for dagen. Fantastisk, fantastisk.